welcome back to Hail Victory. Felix is back with us. Today we're going to be talking about a horrible, devastating Christmas Day loss against the Cowboys. One that was a very winnable game, I might add.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. There were a lot of parts to it where we were down, and I didn't like that we lost, man, especially on Christmas Day. That was could have been a good win for us, even though we have a horrible record.
I mean, yeah, I definitely agree, because that could have been a huge win. It was very winnable. We almost beat the Eagles, and then, we saw a lot of our flaws in the Eagles game, and we should have been able to understand how to fix it, but no, we go in and we just play terrible. We had terrible run D all game, and they just absolutely destroyed us on 3rd and 4th down. I believe there was a drive where they went for 4th down 4 times, and they got every single one.
That's unacceptable. And I understand that our defense sucks, but that's unacceptable for us to let down that many 3rd and 4th downs. After too, we did really good getting them to. We almost stopped a bunch of their drives, and then they just get it. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, you're right. We did almost stall a lot of their drives, but a lot of them ended with them being able to keep the ball moving. And in reality, should we have stopped them there? Should we have stopped them in those few drives? We could have won in a blowout.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We could have won by a lot if we had actually stopped them on all those 3rd and 4th downs.
Yeah, but we didn't, and they were able to go right through us. And another thing is, we were terrible with the run defense all game, and it was unacceptable and unbelievable.
They just kept tearing through us with the run game.
I'm so sick every single game of us not having a defensive line. I can't take it anymore. We signed Von Miller. We got Javon Kinlaw. We got Eddie Goldman. No matter what we do, it's not working. But this is still ridiculous. Not one game. We can't shut someone down for one game. One.
Our defensive line is horrible, and if they can't straighten up, then we're not even going to be good to the next season, and the next season, and the next season. And we are horrible this season, and that's one of the reasons of why we're horrible this season. But it's going to keep continuing if we can't do something to make our defensive line better.
Yeah, and what sucks now is our secondary is already bad. But the thing is, a defensive line can make it look so much better. So instead of going secondary in the draft, I will now predict that we go defensive line to try to help us get some life on the defense. Because our defense has been a joke all season.
It's been brain dead.
Absolutely brain dead all season.
It's been horrible. If we can't even get any more stops, then we have to make a bunch of changes to our defense. And we're doing horrible on our defense. So, and I'm not specifically talking about one player. It's just pretty much the entire defense.
Yeah, it pretty much is at this point, because we're giving up way too many freebies, and none of it should ever be free.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we let them put up 30 points in a very winnable game is unbelievable.
Not acceptable.
And it was a horrible showing on Christmas Day, too. I thought I'd get a Christmas miracle or something where our defense would actually come out to play, and our offense didn't even do that bad, honestly. A lot of the time we had to settle for field goals at the end of the drives. We didn't finish off. Like I was talking about last week, you have to be able to get down the field and finish off. There were multiple times where we drove downfield and we made some good plays to get there, and then we just couldn't finish the drive and had to settle for a field goal. And if we have those, we win the game. But, it goes both ways, because the Cowboys did also take a couple field goals with Brandon Aubrey, and there were one that he missed, so
that helped us, but we still lost by 7, and that was a tough, devastating loss.
Yeah, it was. And like I was saying, we really do have to be able to finish those drives strong, especially after being able to move the ball downfield. If you finish it off with a touchdown, not only does that put points on the board and help us work towards a win, but it also gives us it also gives us some momentum to work with, right?
Yeah.
And even if our defense is not good, even if they're still selling, at least they can take that momentum and try to work with it and make something happen.
I know what you mean. And we can try to finish off the drive or finish off their drive by getting a stop. And just get a touchdown. And that if we actually can do what you said, get some momentum and play harder, then we can be better.
Yeah, and if we use that momentum the right way, then we can score many touchdowns, we can keep stopping them, and our team finds its rhythm. That's something we haven't been able to do all season. We had no momentum all season. Once we gain momentum, we find our rhythm, and not only does that help us with one game, it carries on into the next game, and our team is able to work together and communicate a lot better.
I know exactly what you mean on that one.
And it really just helps us to keep playing, and not just keep playing, but play better. Like you were saying, it helps us to score over and over and to, learn how to work against other teams using the abilities that we have, even if we don't have the best talent. But regardless of that terrible performance on defense, we did have a good offensive performance. Like I was saying, obviously, our first drive, we had Debo screen on his first catch, and he just runs downfield and starts knocking some helmets off. Even the announcer was getting into it, like, oh, like he's knocking everyone's helmet off. He's going crazy. Don't get in Debo's way.
Let me just start off by saying that was actually a great decision when we got Debo. I cannot believe he balled out like that this game. Yes, there was only like 3 times where he did run down the field, but in my opinion, he did great this game. Just catching a short pass and running down the field.
Yeah, and obviously Debo did awesome. Nobody can mess with him. All the doubters have shut up by now. He's not too old. Debo's a baller, and that wasn't even the first time he's gotten downfield with a big play. Obviously he was going crazy. But still, like I said, our defense continues to play bad. Our first drive is great. And then it ends, next drive, we had Ferguson bobbling a touchdown and awfully reminded me of Quan Martin last week against Dallas Goedert, except it wasn't a clean catch, he was bobbling it. And then later, we had Cavante Turpin on a freaking 86-yard touchdown. Where are you, Quan Martin? Where are you? Last week, we got head topped by Dallas Goedert. Then it's Jake Ferguson. And now look, it's unbelievable. He's standing there looking around like, huh? What am I supposed to do? You gotta play some defense, bro. Back up. Nobody gets behind you. That's the number one rule as a safety. Everybody knows that. Especially if you play football and you're an NFL player, you should know that. Number one rule at safety. Do not let the offense behind you. That's exactly what he did. He stood there looking for an in that was already decently covered. He stood there waiting for something to come to him. You have to go to it because Turpin's just running a deep post from the 14-yard line, and he just runs straight downfield and scores easily with no defensive player at all.
And as horrible as Quan Martin did that play, there was like 2 or 3 more people that also let him past him, and then they got outran by him, which actually I don't blame him for the outran thing, but that was absolutely horrible. How could you let him behind you? There's like 3 or 4 people there, and you can't freaking guard one person.
Yeah, and that's unbelievable as Quan Martin, because he did well for us last year, and I think overall he's a good player with good talent, but he's not using it very well this season. I know that he had surgery over the offseason, but it didn't seem like much change because of it, and he's just got to come out and use his skills and ball out for us because we know he can, and instead he doesn't. He stays in one spot, never like a safety should. You should always be reading the field and at least try to guard somebody. You don't just stand there and wait for them to come to you. He let Turpin behind him. Easy touchdown. Cavante Turpin's fast. And so that's multiple touchdowns we let up already. But still, just because their offense was moving does not mean ours wasn't, right, Felix? Because we also had a great run game despite our defense giving up a bunch of rushing yards.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt already cooking up.
He was already running. He's running the ball. Obviously, good runs every time. Has a 10-yard touchdown up the middle. And he just popped off this entire game. He had 105 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 9.5-yard average a play.
And I'm just going to start off by saying this. It wasn't just this game that he balled out. That guy's a rookie. He has so much potential to be an amazing running back. And if we keep him and utilize his abilities in the correct way, he can absolutely dominate for us.
Absolutely. And you know, I think after what happened last week, like I was saying in the episode, I knew, if you guys should go check that out, I knew they were going to start playing him more after that, and they did, and look what happened. Now, he's balling out again, and I think next week he's going to get played again, and not only is he going to pop off, he's going to be utilized much more and have an insane game and prove that he is our guy. And I'm going to be honest, he's my favorite rookie on the whole team. He's the best.
Same for me.
And not only did he put up 105 yards and 2 touchdowns, one of them was a 72-yard touchdown that kept us in the game. 72 yards, untouched.
That is, actually I thought it was almost untouched, but that was an amazing play by him. He always finds the right spot to go through, and then nobody could touch him, and he just went all the way for a 72-yarder.
And his acceleration's already insane, but he just absolutely went wild.
That was a crazy play, and the Cowboys defense could not get a hand on him. He just led right through their defense, found the right holes, and then ran in for a touchdown.
And then I know you might not know this, but we were down 24-10 at half, and this season our record while losing at half is 0-8, or was 0-8, and we actually almost came back with our offense balling out. Obviously, we had big plays from Debo. Obviously, we had big plays from Bill, and then I really miss Zach Ertz. We were able to get our tight ends in the game still. We had a mix of Ben Sinnott and John Bates. Both of them did nice, but I really miss Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I miss him too, man. He really helped our team a lot. He was cooking up. I don't really care that he was old anymore. This season he's been balling out, and it's disappointing to know that he hurt his leg really bad. And it's even more disappointing to know that he almost 100% won't be coming back next season. He's probably never going to play again.
Yeah, I mean, especially knowing that, we know how to get our tight ends in the mix, and he was a big part of moving our offense and really just getting our team going as a whole. Like I'm saying, that momentum, Zach Ertz has always been a big part of that. And hopefully Ben Sinnott's that guy. He was a rookie last year. Maybe once we include him a little more, maybe he'll become one of the greats, and maybe he can, you never know, maybe he could be one of our top targets. But still, we got Terry and Debo. Obviously, with Debo on that screen pass, he had a couple other good catches and some good screen passes. Also, he was just really helping our team move downfield. He was a big part of the almost comeback. Then we had a Terry McLaurin. He was always doing good, but there was a 3rd and 10 crucial play, and he just got the first down straight up. It was a good pass. It was a laser to the outside, and he caught it. I believe double coverage. One of the guys fell over, but it was a good play by Terry, and I'm still happy to know he's here, even if he's old, even if he's got money issues, even if he's still fighting for our money, and we have issues giving him the money. But still, it's really nice to know that we still have receivers like that, especially with Zach Ertz out.
Yeah, it's great to know, because Terry is the type of guy that can sneak up on you every 5-yard catch he gets, and then he gets great catches for deep plays. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and I'd also like to highlight, I know I complain about the defense a lot. I would also like to highlight when Jeremy Reeves had CeeDee Lamb wide open, and he just dove for the ball, and it was great strapping play. Obviously, I thought that was going to be a touchdown because he was wide open, but it was a great play to stop that.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you on that. Especially because also our defense, as we said earlier, our defense has been doing really bad, and it's great to see us making a great play, diving to stop the ball.
Yeah, and my funniest part of the game was when Bill got a great first down run to set up first and goal, and he starts doing a celebration, and then Trayvon Diggs comes behind him and puts his hand down, which is really funny because obviously he was annoyed because Bill was absolutely destroying their defense, but it was just funny to see that.
Yeah, it was a really funny thing. That was a great part.
It's just nice to see that we can really scare defenses like that with our offense, even without Jaden. So I guess it has progressed over the season. And also it just goes to show we don't need Mariota because he sells our whole offense. But you know what? Let's not talk about that too much because he didn't play. Let's not dwell on that horrible thing. And then we can also talk about what this means for week 17. I think we're going to win. Honestly.
Who are we playing?
The Eagles.
Eagles. Wow, again. I think we have a possibility of winning, but we're 4-12 now, so if we win, we'll be 5-12. So it doesn't really make much of a difference, but it would be great to beat the Eagles once. They beat us once, and I think if we really lock in, we have the potential to beat them.
Yeah, and I think it really depends on how our defense comes to play, because last time we lost by a little bit, and I think our offense still has a tiny bit of momentum, and if our offense can get going, then I think we definitely have a shot. But it really comes down to, can our defense get that few crucial stops, or will they let up too many points and we lose? But also keep in mind, the Eagles are going to take out their starters. It's the last week, and I believe they have playoffs locked down, if I'm not wrong. They might take out starters, depending on whether or not they do have playoffs locked.
And if they take out the starters, we have a great chance to win, especially because if they do take out their starters, they won't have Saquon, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, all their good players on offense. At this point, it just comes down to if our defense can get any stops, because we might lose because of our defense.
Yeah, so it really comes down to the defense. And we'll see next week if our offense can get moving. Josh Johnson did well last week, so I'm proud of that. Obviously we had Bill pop off, we had Debo pop off. So if our offense gets going and our defense is able to pick up some of that momentum next week, maybe we'll win. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out all my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.
From the past, move to the wind, changing our name, strong from within. The name that we have is the name that we need. Seeking our enemies, watching them bleed, fighting like a warrior, living in charge, victory gang. Descend our star.